What's up, what's up? It's Tom Solo. I'm coming at you with reviews from books released on May 31st, 2017, that coveted 5th Wednesday of the month, but we still got some good gems, so let's get into it, y'all!
Love or hate it.
Lenticular,
All the comics we buy,
lenticular,
put us side by side.
brick by brick,
We built these channels and we proud of it.
our nerd life.
Ain't putting nothing above lenticular.
All the comics we buy,
Lenticular,
put us side by side.
brick by brick.
We built these channels and we're proud of it.
Our nerd life
Ain't putting nothing above it. New comic book Wednesday, you know where I'm at.
Let's talk about it. Dun 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 dun. Saga! So I'm super pumped. As you can see, I got 2 copies. Why do you say you have 2 copies, Tom? Why would I get 2 copies? Well, I'll tell you why. First of all, it's 25 cents. These are only 25 cents. It's a jumping on point. So I'm looking for a friend to give this to so they will continuously buy Saga after it. It is my favorite book. And as you can see, we got issue 43, this beautiful cover from Fiona Staples. We have, zebra, horse, cowboy, western theme, but it's absolutely great. We have an absolutely ridiculous opening page, like we always do. Welcome to Uh-oh. And, so, first of all, this book is awesome. It's a jumping on point. It actually catches anybody up. It even says in the letters page in the back that if you do just want to start here and then keep going for the ride, you can. There's ways that you can catch up, but you sure don't have to. So I think that's super dope of BKV and Fiona Staples to give people this jumping on point. It's really good because 43, it's, let's say that's halfway through an 86 issue run, which he said he's going for 100 issues longer than Walking Dead. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, 25 cents because Image Comics turned 25 this year. Only comic that I know of that's doing it. But the real reason that I got the 25 or the 2 copies is because every couple years they have a section in the back where you can send in a reader survey, and this is what it looks like. And I wanted to do that, but in the past I never did because you know what? I didn't want to rip my book. Even me, the guy who doesn't care about it, didn't want to rip a page out. But for 25 cents, of course I'll buy 2. I ripped the page right out of that one. Sent it in today, so I'm excited. But what happens is we have our main characters became pregnant again, and with this, she actually had a miscarriage, so she's trying to get this dead baby out of her, which is kind of creepy, and they play it all weird. So this is like a weird jumping on point, but it's perfect for Saga because everything is so strange. They push those bounds. They take it to places that is not in the PC norm. And most of all, though, guys, the people that are jumping on get to see Fiona Staples' art and how beautiful it is. I mean, this Brian K. Vaughan is obviously the man. I loved Why the Last Man. I loved, Ex Machina, but this is where it's at. This is his best series has ever been. So really, if you're not picking it up already, you need to be picking it up. It jumps you all the way on board. You get to know who all the characters are, and it still progresses a little bit. I absolutely think that everybody should be picking up Saga. Perfect 6 out of 6 beer score. And if you're not getting this, dude, I'm going to give you a knuckle sandwich. Which brings me into my next book, Old Guard number 4. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. So, Old Guard. Rucka. You guys know that I'm a big Rucka fan. I love Lazarus. Even when I was behind in comics for like almost 2 years or 2.5 years, I still kept up on that book. And so I had not bought Old Guard before, but Wednesday Comics has been talking so highly of it. Alex, Garrett, and Marvin all loved it. So it's like, I have to check it out. So I get there, I see number 4 on the wall, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go into Rainbow Comics is where I'm at, and I'm going to go find the back issue 3. So I go to the wall where they would normally be, not there. I'm so disappointed. I'm like, gosh dang it. There was just 1 copy of issue 3. So I go back to the wall. I'm like, I'll still grab 4 anyway. Reach for 4. Rainbow Comics, best comic shop in the world, had 1, 2, 3, 4 waiting there because they know the buzz is getting hot and they know everybody's going to start picking this up. So I got all 4 issues. couple second and third prints, but who cares? And I got to read it all, and so I bucked all the way through. Basically, this is about 5 people. They're immortals. Once somebody becomes immortal, certain things happen where they become grouped together through dreams and them wanting to find it. They are some sort of mercenary force, but they do not want to be found out, and they do jobs for money, and that seems to be the case, but it turns right away, and these guys get double crossed, they get captured, they get split up, a new one comes about them, and these immortal godlike figures who can't be bothered with things like the internet or current history or the past, because they basically just want to die because they've been living for so long. But they can't, no matter how many times they get blown up or stabbed or whatever. Well, anyway, a super powerful guy has them now, has captured 2 of them, and the other ones are going to rescue them, but it is really sickening how this one billionaire is spending all his money to just hurt these people because he wants to become immortal, because he heard what they were. This ex-CIA agent Copley has actually given them up to them, and this whole story pursues around tons of backstory where you get to feel who each individual of the 5 people, these immortals, are, who they were throughout their lives. They've lived, sometimes 200 to 3,000 years, so they've been a part of every war and every part of history, and they've lived lives where they had loved ones, and they lived, the main character Andy, she found somebody she loved when he was super young, and then they shared a life together, and he grew old and she stayed the same age, and then she has to move on because people will start knowing, people will start seeing that they're different, and so they've always stayed on the run. Well, the big thing that's happening now is, this billionaire is taking control of them, mostly because it's the internet age. Everybody has cameras. Everybody remembers. The world is a lot smaller than it used to be. And in between this is just so much action and blood and beautiful art. The art, which you really can't say enough of, is super stylized. Leandro Fernandez. It's so beautiful. It's of its own. The way that the colors are as well. Who did the colors? Let's look. Daniela Maiwa. She's really good, or he. But just the way that the art is absolutely, it's stunning. And here they go to Dubai, because that's where actually the captors have been, so they're tracing them down. But anyway, you get awesome Greg Rucka writing, where it's so intricate, it's so fast paced, he's throwing so much information, but it's all so good. You just want more. I really do want to just keep reading this book. And I know I just raved about Saga, but god dang, dude, if you're not reading the Old Guard, you should probably pick it up. It's not, I'm not going to say it's, Saga level, because he even said this is a 5 series, maybe he'll come back and do another 5 series, but it isn't the same thing. But for that, our device of storytelling, this book is so good. Must pick it up. So definitely still 6 out of 6 peers, guys. And last but not least, I just had a triple whammy of amazing indie books this week, and we get Aliens Dead Orbit, James Stokoe. He is so good. I first found out about him on Orkstain, or maybe something with Prophet. I don't know, but his art is unto itself. It's so detailed, and it's, nothing's perfect, but it all comes together for perfection. There's nobody else drawing like him, which you can basically say about all 3 of these artists today. And this is the perfect thing where they let James Stokoe write and draw a book. He gets it all done. He submits it to Dark Horse, and then they put it out. So now, 1 month ago, we got this comic. This month we get this one. It's super nice. So what's happening is there's a team of people that are just like on Alien, you got a tough guy, the mechanic, the doctor. It's a ragtag sci-fi crew out in space exploring. They come across a ship that's a molded ship that is made out of a bunch of other ships to make this one ship, and it's just dead, floating in orbit of this planet. No life signs at all, but they know that there were crew there. This crew goes onto that ship to try to see what's going on. They find some people that were in stasis. They try to start waking them up. Their skin just like melts away, and it's real gross, but it's so drawn so well by him. And in the first one, you know, it was very horror and suspenseful, and it was very alien. In this one, it's very aliens. I mean, we get multiple aliens. We get multiple chest breaks in this book, which is absolutely perfect. It's right here. Look at that chest break, people. I mean, come on. Oh, his art is so good. And then we get these two little little alien critters scribbling around. And then we get next, okay, so then this other guy gets separated from the ship at the end. There's an explosion. He almost gets sucked into Earth, closes the hatch at the last second. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? I don't know. He's going to get sucked in, but then he's safe, right? He's completely safe because at the last second he shuts it and the oxygen comes back and he's going to make it. And then, nope. A couple aliens show up right at the end. Spoiler, my friends, but dude, this book is cooking along. So I definitely give this one 6 out of 6 beers, guys. I haven't done a week where I had all 3 comics 6 out of 6 beers in a while. Thanks for tuning in, and John always says, keep it comics!